Assalamualaikum and good evening. Upgrading the electricity supply must be prioritized as current patterns of energy consumptions now require far greater capacity than before. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg said that the lifestyle of rural communities has evolved alongside technological advancements and growing economic needs, which in turn demands a more stable and sufficient electricity system.
Kerana pada mulanya disebut tadi 1979 mula-mula projek RES datang ke seluruh kawasan di Samarahan ini adalah berasas kepada single phase. Kerana waktu itu masyarakat kita hanya berkedakkan cukup karan kata kita. Untuk mereka mungkin percayai poin yang kurang 4 saja.
He said this during a press conference following the officiating ceremony of Samarahan Division's electricity supply upgrade project held at Dewan Kampung Sampat, Sebangan on Sunday. The Premier added that although the federal government had previously allocated funds, the implementation was still delayed. As such, he said the state government took its own initiative by allocating 150 million ringgit to implement three-phase electricity upgrades throughout Samarahan and Sebuyau.
Membekalkan peruntukan 150 juta untuk kita menaik taraf bekalan elektrik di seluruh bahagian Samarahan sampai ke Sebuyau. Dan ini membolehkan masyarakat kita mempunyai 3 phase karan yang datang di rumah. Dan sudah tentu kalau 3 phase-nya macam di kawasan bandar juga lah, sama bandar. Dan kita ada 2 substation di sini, satu di Asajaya dan kita tambah satu lagi di di Sebuyau substation.
He added that once the Samarahan works are completed, the upgrade program will be extended to the Betong divisions, part of the wider efforts to ensure Southern Sarawak enjoys facilities comparable to those in urban areas.
Habis di Sebuyau, kita akan sambung di bahagian Betong. Bahagian Betong tentu sekalinya dekat dengan Si Aman. Kita naik taraf juga seperti yang kita lakukan di kawasan Samarahan. And that means half of the whole southern part of Sarawak yang pun bekalan elektrik adalah macam kawasan yang lain. Memang di utara kita pun buat, ya lain tempat lah. Dan akhirnya seluruh Sarawak akan mempunyai bekalan 3 phase karat dalam masa 5 ataupun 7 tahun akan datang. Okey?
Rural utility developments continues to tag precedence following the Sarawak government's announcement of an additional 150 million ringgit to upgrade the electricity supply for the Betong divisions. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg said the allocation reflects the government's commitment to ensuring rural areas enjoy progress on par with urban centre by 2030.
Kita minta tolonglah, kita jagakan supaya dia dapat siap 2028 dan 2030 luar bandar kita semua keadaannya macam bandar. Yang target saya 2030 dan ekonomi kampung akan meningkat. Dan ini berlaku alhamdulillah lah. Target kita untuk mewujudkan Sarawak yang maju, makmur, aman dapat kita laksanakan.
He said this when officiating the Samarahan Division's electricity supply upgrade project at Dewan Kampung Sampat, Sebangan on Sunday. The Premier added that the 150 million ringgit allocated for Betong, together with the upgrade project in Samarahan, forms part of Sarawak's broader agenda to strengthen the state's energy network and ensure balanced development. At the same time, he called on community leaders and residents to play an active role in safeguarding projects' assets, particularly cables and electrical equipment from theft and vandalism.
Kita dalam keadaan yang baik. Ya. Jadi alhamdulillah begitu kita mula naik taraf dan sikit yang saya minta tolong kita waktu mula tu maklumlah kabel tu organ mahal. Wang curi. Jadi saya minta lah ketua kaum sama-sama kerjasama untuk menjagakan barang nak pakai melakaran. Kerana apa yang berlaku itu, apabila kita ada projek mumpuk rakyat, kabel pandai hilang dan luar macam-macam lah kerja manusia. Jadi kita minta tolong lah, kita jagakan supaya dapat siap 2028.
He emphasized that the cable theft not only disrupts electricity supply but also raises repair costs and can slow down the delivery of ongoing projects on the ground. Meanwhile, the Sarawak government is pressing ahead with strengthening the state's utility developments by approving 150 million ringgit to carry out a major electricity supplies upgrading projects in the Samarahan divisions. According to the Minister for Utility and Telecommunications, Datuk Sri Julaihi Narawi, this large-scale initiative represents a strategic effort to enhance both the capacity and stability of the power supply system, which in turn is expected to reduce frequent disruptions, particularly in rural areas.
Dan apabila kita tahu bahawa kebanyakan daripada bekalan elektrik di kawasan luar bandar menggunakan single phase, maknanya ianya boleh memungkinkan cepatnya berlaku trip, api padam, kerana penggunaan elektrik itu terlalu banyak di sesebuah rumah.
He said this during the launch ceremony of the Samarahan Division's electricity supply upgrading project held at Dewan Kampung Sampat in Sebangan on Sunday. The project was officiated by the Sarawak Premier Datuk Pati Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari to Datuk Abang Openg. Datuk Sri Julaihi added that the project scheduled to begin in December 2025 is expected to be fully completed by 2028 and will cover the areas of Samarahan, Asarjaya, Sadongjaya, Sebuyau, Simunjan and Gedong. He explained that the project will utilize medium voltage cover conductor MVCC technology and insulated medium voltage cable system designs to minimize disruptions caused by severe weather, lightning strikes, animal or tree contact. He went on to say that between 2021 and 2024, the state government spent 48 million ringgit to strengthen the electrical infrastructure in the area, including the constructions of the Asarjaya and Gedong 33 kV substations as well as the installations of underground cables. He emphasized that the implementations of this project will bring significant benefits to residents, particularly by reducing damage to electrical appliances and minimizing supply interruptions, which will help stimulate local economic growth and create more employment and entrepreneurial opportunities. Key components of the projects include the installations of MVCC lines from Asarjaya to the Batang Sadong Bridge, the constructions of two riverbed cables crossing Batang Sadong, the installations of MVCC lines to Sebuyau, Simunjan and Gedong, the laying of more than 68 kilometers of fiber optic cables, and the replacement and reorganizations of existing lines and transformers. The Sarawak government is developing a comprehensive strategy to address matters concerning elderly persons in the state. The Minister for Women, Early Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, said the strategy is being crafted in response to the projected rise in the elderly populations, which is expected to exceed 15% by 2028. This shift, she noted, calls for early plannings and a well-structured support system.
Kita akan menjadi negeri tua di mana lebih daripada 15% daripada penduduk kita adalah terdiri daripada orang yang individu yang berumur 60 ke atas. Jadi ini pada tahun 2028, sekarang tahun 2025. Tahun depan 2026.
She said this during the ceremony for the Senior Citizens Day celebrations at Rumah Seri Kenangan here on Sunday. Datuk Sri Fatimah also highlighted that the strategy involves close cooperations between government agencies, welfare institutions, community organizations and families to strengthen social support networks and safeguard the well-being of older persons.
Kerajaan telah menyediakan satu program khas ya untuk membantu rakyat kita yang miskin, iaitu program perumahan rakyat miskin.
She added that a detailed study had been conducted in collaborations with Sinbon University and UTS to understand the current situation of older persons in Sarawak, covering aspects such as health, finance, housing and digital challenges.
Kita telah minta Universiti Swinburne dan dibantu oleh UTS untuk membuat satu kajian yang dipanggil the profile of macam mana keadaan warga emas kita di negeri Sarawak, the profile of the age and what are the aging issues, apa isu-isu yang berkaitan dengan warga emas ini.
The celebrations themed Senior Citizens Are the Face of Our Future also featured the presentations of awards to outstanding senior citizens, exemplary male and female senior figures, dedicated contributors and inspirational recipients. In addition, operational financial assistance was presented to several senior citizens activity centres PAWE across the state. The Lubok Antu palm oil mill Lapom is now capable of processing 30,000 metric tons of palm kernel annually, significantly boosting the productions of livestock feed derived from the commodity. Deputy Sarawak Secretary Economic Planning and Development Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Abdullah Zaidil said this achievement places Sarawak on a firm footing as it works toward developing a more sustainable and competitive livestock feed supply chain. He noted that this progress will directly open up greater commercial opportunities within the palm-based livestock feed sector. He said this during his working visit to the facilities on Saturday. Meanwhile, Salcra General Manager Datu Joseph Blandoy said the initiative will pave the way for Sarawak to advance its circular economy aspirations by converting palm oil processing waste into value-added products, including highly promising base ingredients for livestock feed productions. Among the key components is palm kernel expeller (PKE), a high-protein byproduct of palm kernel oil extractions, which is increasingly recognized as an essential element in livestock feed formulations. During the briefing session, Dr. Joseph also revealed that the kernel crushing plants completed in the second quarter of this year involved a total investment of 23 million ringgit. The visit concluded with a tour of several core facilities the mill, giving the delegations the opportunity to observe the treatment processes, byproduct generations and the project's potential for further expansions. And that's the English edition with me, Hana, Elias. More news can be found in our official portal ukas.sarawak.gov.my and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. Ending the UKAS Bulletin with the pre-council meeting announcements of the first day sitting of the third meeting for the fourth term of the 19th Sarawak Legislative Assembly, which is scheduled to begin on 24 November 2025 at 9 a.m. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.